this episode, we talk about suicide, suicidal thoughts, and mental health struggles. If you are ever struggling with any of these things, we urge you to reach out to a professional or somebody that you trust. We will link support down below, and we are always here for you.
Eventually, it did cost me my marriage. I need to see somebody who understands what this is, right? Because if not, I'm going to die. You can't breathe, you can't think straight, you're literally fighting for your life.
Welcome to the Hormonal Hotline podcast with me, Ellisha Blake, the podcast where we talk about all the things that would usually stay in a group chat, but there are no boundaries here. We're having raw, honest and open conversations, and I want to thank you so much for being here. Let's get to it. Today, I have Celia Manuel from Understanding My Body Through Mind, women's health advocate, and most importantly, mother. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Hi, Han. How are you?
Do you know what? We were just saying before we said action, we're both in our luteal phase.
So it might be a bit foggy, but we'll get through it.
But those listening that know what brain fog is like, you will stand by us.
I'm good. I am trying to stay positive. I haven't had the best start to the year.
I don't know if anyone has.
I know, it's been really weird, hasn't it?
It's been so strange.
Like a lot of the people I speak to, I'm like, I've had such a bad start to January. I don't know what's going on. It's
and
like,
thank God for the TikTok astrologers that keep telling me, hun, this year hasn't begun. By the time this episode comes out, Year of the Horse would have begun. So we are going to be thriving.
Good.
We'll be thriving.
That's good to hear. I needed this. That's news.
Honestly, it's just like, you feel like you're drowning. I woke up today feeling not sick for the first time in like 2 weeks. And I was
bless you.
I was like, oh, I'm back. I'm back.
Oh, bless you. I understand. Very similar. But what I've decided to do is just be still, try and re-regulate my nervous system because it just crashed. And I was like, no. Let's stop. Start again when you're ready to start again. And breathe.
And that's the thing with PMDD girlies. We know, well, once you've had it for a while, I think we really know how to do self-care. We do understand, because if you don't do that, my God, you're in for like hell.
Like hell. So you don't have a choice. You have to make it a part of like your daily routine, and you have to be really strict about it.
Yeah.
I think like with mums, you have this thing where you feel really guilty about everything.
Mum guilt
about everything, and you're putting everybody first. Being a eldest daughter as well, that's another thing. So you're everything to everybody, so you tend to forget yourself. But I'm slowly but surely learning that actually, if I'm not doing well and my health is not doing well, my mental health is not doing well, I can't.
You're no good to anyone.
Exactly. I can't be anything to anyone because I'm falling apart. So now I'm like, okay, I'm actually a priority. I need to look after myself.
Yeah, and it starts with you, and it's a ripple effect. And especially as a mum, you're holding up so much. And
God,
if you're not okay and you're not doing the work to make yourself okay, I honestly, mothers, I'm like, I honor, like, I just respect you all so much.
Yeah, look, it's not easy. It really isn't. But it's really rewarding. And once they're in your life, you actually can't imagine life without them.
Yeah.
But it's not an easy job. I don't like. Hats off to the women who are like, oh, this is easy and it's a breeze,
make it look easy.
And make
online.
It look easy.
I look at these.
I'm like,
mum
girl,
influencers.
How are you doing this? And work and
the house
just
is
life.
tidy.
And yeah, how? But
tell us.
It's not easy, but it gives you a lot of joy, and it's really rewardful. It's
Proud of you.
Thank you. Proud of myself.
Yeah. So let's start with your journey. So you have PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which should we talk about what that is first? Because I'm always very aware people might not know what it is. And so
premenstrual dysphoric disorder happens around the luteal phase, which is sort of 2 weeks before your menstrual cycle. For most women, it varies and it differentiates, and it happens because of the two dominating hormones that we have, females, progesterone and estrogen. So around the luteal phase, those hormones deplete, and as a result of it, you get the side effects, which, as you know, are horrific. Suicidal ideation being one of the most serious ones, anxiety, rage, not even anger, rage, joint aches, breast tenderness, bloating. I think there's something like 120 symptoms to PMDD.
That's why it's so hard to diagnose as well. And I can't believe when I first got diagnosed, I didn't even know that it's actually like a mental health condition. And obviously I knew I'd had mental health issues from PMDD, but I didn't know that it's from like the fluctuation of the hormones and the reaction in your brain. And it's so much more than people being like, oh, my hormones are crazy. It's like reactions in your body, right?
Well, yeah. So I think this is one of the misconceptions. They say it's a hormonal condition, but it's not. It's actually not. It's your body and your brain having a reaction to the normal hormonal changes that happen to you anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that your hormones are off balance. It just means that your brain's having a reaction to it. For some women, for some reason, I think they say something to do with the GABA system being inflamed, and that's why it happens. So it's not really a hormonal imbalance. It takes a really long time to get diagnosed because sometimes PMDD can look like other things.
Bipolar.
So that's one of the things that they tried to diagnose me with, and I was like, get out of here. I'm not bipolar.
Because it's just those 2 weeks before your period.
Exactly.
That's the problem, but you can't prove that to them. And they're like, write a diary.
Okay. Yeah. So bipolar was one of the things that they tried to diagnose me with because I kept going back and forth. Just so you know, I'm probably going to start from when I noticed something was wrong.
Yeah.
So I fell pregnant with my baba, Jaden. He's going to be 10 soon. And I had a very, very normal pregnancy, like really, really normal. Birth was horrific. I had a really tough time. I just remember them pressing a button and there was like 20 people in a room.
Oh my God.
Because clearly something was wrong. Yeah. Turns out that my blood pressure was really low. My son had the cord tied around his neck. So every time I pushed,
it was strangling
him and suffocating him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So there's just loads going on. And then they were like, look, we're going to have to give you a C-section because you can't push the baby out. It's like, okay. They turn me around, make me sign a piece of paper. I don't know what I'm signing. Signed a piece of paper, turn me around, give me an epidural. In the end, they had to cut me open, grab forceps, put forceps on my son's head. I had a nurse pushing him out like this. And then the doctor with the forceps pulled him out.
Oh my God. Yeah. I didn't know those were a thing until I think I was watching Call the Midwife with my mum at Christmas, and she was like, yeah, they still use them today. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Pulled him out with the forceps. He had the cord tied around his neck. He didn't cry, so now I'm panicking. Oh my God, my baby's not crying. What's going on? Why is he not crying? Baby's fine. Eventually he starts crying after about 2 minutes. I think the trauma, he had swollen some of the liquid that was, what is it called? The
amniotic sac
that's
fluid.
It. Brain fog. So they give the baby to me. He's fine. I'm exhausted. I fall asleep. My son's beside me. Wake up. My son's no longer there. So now I'm screaming like, where is my baby? What's going on? My son's not here. And they're like, oh, mum, unfortunately, baby's unwell. We've had to take him to the emergency
ICU.
Yeah, the ICU, and he's in an incubator. And I'm like, oh my God. So they put me in a wheelchair, take me to the ICU where he is. My baby's there and he's got loads of wires just coming out of him. That was really, 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 really hard. He's fine.
There was no...
Yeah, so we had to stay in hospital for about a week and a half because he had jaundice.
Okay.
And then all of the trauma that he went through, so he had to have antibiotics and they had to do blood tests to make sure he was okay. But he is fine. He's great. He's thriving now.
But what I want to know is, were you okay? And did you have any support after that traumatic, however many hours, 24 hours? Nothing.
No.
You were just chucked out.
Basically, went home.
This is what it angers me so much, how you can physically, emotionally go through all of these things.
Yeah.
And then...
But here's the thing, my story's not unique.
No.
This happens to so
Also,
many
there is
women.
that statistic as well where like black women are more
Yeah.
likely to die in childbirth, right?
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
did you feel when you were going through this, did you feel like...
I did. And you're really, really vulnerable. You're really vulnerable and you're just, please, guys, can you just make sure that I'm okay? But and you're being dismissed. But that's just the reality of things. My story is not unique.
No.
Yeah. So anyways, we go home. I think this is kind of when my PMDD started. I don't know if childbirth was a trigger. I'm not sure. We go home. I'm breastfeeding at the time, so I'm feeling okay. I'm not feeling down, depressed. I'm breastfeeding. I still haven't come on my period. I think it took about 8 weeks for me to come on my period. I started my period. I decided to stop breastfeeding because it just wasn't working for me. Just wasn't working. He wasn't latching on properly. It was really, really painful. I didn't have the support that I needed to have. So I just gave up breastfeeding. And I noticed that 3 months into postpartum, I started feeling really, really, really bad. Where I started thinking that I was going to jump out. So I live in a really lovely apartment sort of overlooking the River Thames. And I thought that I was going to jump out of the window with my baby.
It's a really bad intrusive thoughts.
Really terrible intrusive thoughts where I would have to lock the windows and like my balcony doors and hide the keys.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't tell a soul.
You had no support?
I was too scared.
Oh
I didn't tell anybody. Also, you have to understand, coming from the culture that I come from. So I'm African, Angolan to be precise. In my culture, we don't really talk about these things. You know, we don't. Turns out that I was suffering from really bad postpartum depression. Didn't tell a soul, didn't tell anyone, and I was just dealing with this, being the good wife, still doing all of the cooking, doing all of the cleaning.
With all of that going on in your head at the same time? No one picked up on it?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, still doing the cooking, still doing the cleaning, still being the perfect wife, still doing all these things, looking after the baby. But every time my ex-husband left the house, I'd be petrified because is this going to be the day that I jump out of the window with my baby?
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you went through that alone as well. That's just like...
And to be fair, I haven't really... There's a select few people that I've shared it with.
Yeah.
But I think for this episode, it's important to
thank
share.
you so much for sharing.
Because I know there's so many women going through it now, even now.
And I wonder if you'd had more support post, birth trauma. I wonder if that would have helped. Well, I think it would have done something, but I wonder...
Probably.
That's just, it absolutely baffles me that these people go through these giant pregnancies and awful births, and then there's no support, there's no therapy, there's nothing.
You're kind of just left to your own devices.
And then you're looking after a child.
Yeah.
And they're expecting you to do a good job. But also there's that thing of if you did speak out, could your child be put into care?
Exactly. So that's where the fear comes in.
Yeah.
And also we're just really good at masking. I mean, growing up how I grew up, and I've been through so much trauma, you become really good at masking and hiding what's going on. Disassociating from a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, not to go too much off of track. 6 months, we're now 6 months postpartum, and I'm starting to feel okay again. I feel fine. Not having the intrusive thoughts anymore. Feel like, yeah, life is great now. This is good. We're back on track. And then I feel like my body kind of readjusted from giving birth. My periods are back to normal. My body is amazing in the sense that I don't miss periods. It's on time every month. So I know when I'm about to come on. I don't really get ill. I don't really get a lot of cramps. So it's really good in that way. So I think about 6 months to 9 months, nearly a year in, I just noticed that something was off. Didn't know what it was. I never had the language for it. Didn't really understand the menstrual cycle. Didn't understand periods that well. You don't get taught it. You don't. You know that you come on your period and that's it. But I just noticed that something was off. Constantly exhausted, constantly really sad, like just an overwhelming amount of sadness.
Also, at this time in your life, it's meant to be a really happy
time.
Yeah.
Just really, really sad, ragey, like really ragey, still not knowing what's going on. Try to explain to my ex-husband, like, something's up, I don't know what it is. I'm like, constantly exhausted.
Yeah.
It's like, you're fine. Nothing's wrong. Like, why are you tired? You've been at home all day. I know, but something's off. And that kept on happening for about 2-3 years. 3rd year in, I started thinking about killing myself.
Wow.
Yeah, the suicidal ideations.
And had you had that before? It just came.
It kind of just came out of nowhere.
Right.
And I was like, okay, now this is
something.
This is something's off here. I don't know what it is, but something's off.
And it's not you. It's not you. That's what I always find crazy. But you still question, am I, like, is this normal? Is it normal? I don't know. And you just can't quite understand.
Yeah, because it wasn't every day.
No.
I wasn't feeling like that every day. It was just sometimes, and I didn't know why. It's like, okay, now you're thinking about killing yourself, and this is crazy. I have no reasons to, my life was relatively good.
Yeah.
Lovely family.
That also makes you feel, I used to go into this like cycle of like guilt and be like, I've got everything that I have a roof over my head, like you say. And then you go into this, I hate myself even more because how ungrateful am I that I want to not be here, but other people have far less than me. And you go into this like, it used to make me more angry.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to go and see my doctor. Let me just explain what's going on. Let me go and see my doctor. I went to see my GP and I was like, hey, I'm not quite sure what's up with me, but I'm thinking about killing myself and I'm really sad and I'm quite ragey. And I was like, I don't think it's depression because I'm not feeling this every day. Like, it's just not every day. It's just like sometimes for like a week or two. And then out of nowhere, I'm back to normal. And I'm like, take the antidepressants and then we'll see you in 3 to 6 months. I was like, okay. Didn't work for me, antidepressants. My body just
Were you on
like
sertraline?
Yeah. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not doing this. This is making matters worse. So I go back and I'm like, hey guys, the antidepressants aren't working. Can you like send me to a specialist that I can speak to? Because these are my symptoms again. I'm like really, really low. I'm ragey. I'm thinking about taking my own life. Anxiety. I don't think I have bipolar disorder. I don't think that's what it is. It's like, okay, I need to figure out what on earth is going on with me. So I start to frantically research.
We then go away and have to do our own stuff. Yeah. And when you're in that place, it's so isolating, but also you just feel it's like, this isn't my job. I can't do this. But also then misinformation can happen as well, right? When you're in that place.
In that place, there's a lot of like misinformation out there. Yeah. So anyways, I start to frantically research like the symptoms. And then just by chance, I come up on brain fog. I stumble up on a video on YouTube, and it's a black girl, and she is crying her eyes out. She's an American girl. She's like, oh my God, my periods are destroying my life, and PMDD, and on the teal phase, and I'm anxious and depressed, and joint aches, and thinking about killing myself. I can't hold a relationship down. And like, I was like, wait, hold on a minute. Yeah. This sounds really familiar. What's going on here?
You could see yourself in her.
Yeah, like literally, what is PMDD? What is a luteal phase? What's all this stuff? So I frantically start to research and I'm like, oh my God. By the way, we're now like 4 or 5 years in. Yeah. Of like this loop every single month.
And was it really impacting your relationship as well?
Absolutely.
I mean, it does.
Like, just absolutely. Because he didn't know what was going on with me. He had no idea what PMDD was. I didn't know what was going on with me. He just knew that I turned into a monster like for 2 weeks out of the month, and he didn't know why. Like, where is the Celia that I know? Who is this person? The way I explain it, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. Mm-hmm. It's literally
two different people.
Two different people. And then they couldn't be further apart from each other. And eventually it did cost me my marriage.
Wow.
But there were other things.
Yeah.
There were other things there that, you know. So yeah, I'm frantically researching. So then I go back to see my doctor, and I was like, look, you need to send me to a gynecologist now. I need to see somebody who understands what this is, right? Because if not, I'm going to die. Because I'm thinking about taking my own life every 2 weeks, and I don't know why. Nothing externally around me has changed.
No, it's just on the inside, there's a dark cloud that suddenly comes over you, right?
The best way I describe it is that it imagine a quilt or a blanket, and somebody's put a million tiny little pieces of like rocks and stones in it, right? And just suddenly out of nowhere, they throw it on top of you.
I've always said that it's like dragging around rocks. That's how I've always described it.
Move. You can't breathe. You can't think straight. You're literally fighting for your life. That's how it feels.
Suffocated.
You're suffocated. So I'm like, look, you need to send me to a gynecologist. Clearly something's wrong with me. I think this is what it is. Finally agreed to send me to a gynecologist. I'm on the waiting list for like 9 months to a year.
Whilst all these symptoms are still going on
Whilst the
every
symptoms
month.
are still going. But at this point, I'm like, okay, so I'm researching and I'm understanding more and more, and I'm tracking my cycle, and I'm like, okay, this is definitely PMDD. So I'm now taking the supplements. I'm understanding that I need to change my diet because I'm on microbiomes. After about 9 months to a year, I go and see the gynecologist. I sit down with him for about 15 minutes. I give him my symptoms, and he's like, yeah, you suffer from PMDD. You're not going crazy.
Wow.
You're not a mad woman. You're not depressed.
You don't have bipolar.
You don't have bipolar disorder. This is PMDD. And I just started crying. Yeah. And I'm not somebody like, I'm not particularly an emotional person, but I just started crying.
How did that feel? The relief of it all? Just
like a weight being lifted over, like from me, because now I had language to understand what it was that was happening to me. And this meant that now I could deal with it, and I could try and find a solution for what this was. Because I'd just been 7 years. And I just thought I was going crazy. I thought I was losing it.
Yeah.
I literally thought I was losing my marbles.
And you blame yourself every single time. That's the thing. It's like it turns into like a self-hate, right? Doesn't it? Where you're
it's really lonely too.
Yeah.
Because you mask.
Yeah.
Like nobody had a clue that I was going through this.
Yeah.
Like nobody. Because masking.
And I also think that there's a common thing with people with PMDD. Most people I know with PMDD are quite sunny characters. Big personalities a lot of the time. Not always, but I feel we're quite similar in this way that you could have spent the whole morning being like, I don't want to be here, and absolutely breaking down. It's like so debilitating sometimes.
And it's exhausting too.
Yeah.
It's really, really tiring. It's exhausting.
So yeah, after you were told you're not going mad, like you're okay, you've just got PMDD.
Yeah.
What happened from that point on in your journey? What was your treatment?
So
what happened?
I cried, as I said, for a good 10, 15 minutes. I was out.
Should have had a party.
So the options that they gave me were, we can put you on a chemically induced menopause. And I was like, excuse me? Absolutely not. We can put you on the pill. There's antidepressants, or we can give you some HRT, hormone replacement therapy.
Which I will add, all of these things, I know people on all of these things, and they do work for some people, but obviously we shouldn't be forced to go on anything we don't want to be on.
Oh, they also said that they could remove my ovaries if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, okay. So
they're extreme options.
I was like, so none of that's going to work for me. Those options don't work for me. At the time, I didn't really understand what HRT was. I'd never heard of it. So right, I'm going to go home and I'm going to try and do this naturally with supplementation, changing my diet, and just see if it works. Thankfully for me, the change of diet and just the change of lifestyle improved my symptoms by, I would say, about 70%.
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah, by about 70%. And then I was also given Cyclogest, which is the body identifying version of progesterone.
Mm-hmm.
And when things are getting really bad, so like for instance, right now, I had a really traumatic event happen to me in January, like really traumatic, where my nervous system was just blown to pieces.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, it's life. So when I'm finding it really difficult to keep my normal routine of taking all the supplements and working out and eating really clean and doing all the things that are so important to making sure that your PMDD is kept at bay, I do tend to add the progesterone. So right now I'm on the progesterone.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not something that I take all the time, but I do. And that's really helped.
Good.
It's really helped. I don't think that you could ever get rid of PMDD.
No, it will come back in waves. But sometimes I've had an okay month and then it just comes out of nowhere.
No.
And I'm like, what? Like
What is
slaps
happening?
you around the face.
Yeah. And this is the thing, for me, one of the things that was really hard, and I started to develop anxiety around it, because I knew it was coming.
Yes.
I knew it was coming.
And it also, I always say, it's so tiring trying to preempt what's coming, like you say, like trying to think, okay, I'm in my follicular phase, so I need to get this done, and maybe I'll do a podcast in this week or a job interview, because when I'm in my luteal phase, I will be less confident and I'll be more emotional. And it's trying to preempt all the time. And by the time I get to my luteal phase, I've ran 100 miles and I'm like,
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I was trying to get everything done in the space of a week and a half.
Yes, we sometimes only have that good window in a month.
Yeah. And then you're completely burnt out for the rest of the month, which is a horrific way of living. But here we are.
This podcast literally wouldn't be possible without Evelyn. Beyond producing it, they have personally helped me on my PMDD journey. I am literally in my luteal phase right now, and I'm telling you, it makes me emotional. 3 years ago, there's no way I could have even sat in this chair, done this podcast, or done anything in my luteal phase. I used to feel like I didn't want to be here before my period, like there was a big cloud looming over me, and life just felt so heavy in the 2 weeks before my period. But since I've started Evelyn's supplement routine over a year ago, genuinely my whole life has changed. I feel like I can live again before my period, turn up and do things like this, socialise. Everything around me has improved, and I feel like I can really be myself again in my luteal phase. Evelyn makes science-backed, hormone-free supplements designed by experts for people like me. If you're struggling with your period, I honestly would urge you to give them a try. If you'd like to try them today, go to evelynhealth.com or use the link in our show notes, and you can use Hotline 20 for 20% off your first order. So in terms of like the natural, more holistic route that you went down, let's talk about, because there will be people listening who will be like, well, what did she take? What did she do? And obviously I always say what worked for Celia might not work for you. I take Evelyn, which works for me, but that might not work for someone else. So always take it with a pinch of salt and never do anything without, speaking to a doctor, obviously.
I agree.
But yeah, what do you think helped you the most when you left that surgery or that appointment and you were like, I'm going down the holistic route? What are your things that you'd say?
So I take vitamin D in really high doses.
Mm-hmm.
Ashwagandha.
Yeah, good for like anxiety.
I take ashwagandha. I'm on the Evelyn stuff too.
Great. Which has pretty much everything you could ever imagine you need for PMDD. CMOS, which I know a lot of people are like, oh, is it good for you? Is it not? It's worked for me. CMOS. What else do I take? Gosh, brain fog. Vitamin B12. Yeah, B6 is good as well.
Yeah, I take B6, B12.
Do you take calcium?
Calcium, no, funny enough.
I don't, but then that has been recommended a few times.
I don't.
No,
I take magnesium.
Yeah, magnesium's goat.
I take magnesium, and that's what I'm on at the moment, and it's doing okay. It's working.
And in terms of like lifestyle changes,
my God, it's painful. Like the most painful part of it is the alcohol. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a wine girly.
Me too.
And having to give up my wine
Have you given up? You teetotal? Or?
There are periods of time where I don't at all. Sometimes I do have like a cheeky little glass of wine. So, and another thing that I found with me is that when I'm going through my luteal phase, you know, you get the cravings.
Yeah.
Alcohol would be one of my cravings. So I would go,
Yeah, that's not. And also, if you're feeling anxious, like it's, you know, it's natural that you might want to go and have a glass of wine. Or,
so alcohol would be one of my cravings where I would go 2 weeks and be like, oh, no thanks. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, oh my God, I need to have a glass of wine.
Have you tried one of the PMS bars?
I have.
Did you like?
They're really good.
Stunning.
They're
I
really,
love
really
them.
Good. Try them a couple of weeks ago. It's really, really good. And I'm honest. You're gonna get my honest opinion. No, they're really good.
The first thing I said, I was like, it doesn't taste like a Nutri-Grain bar, which I thought it would. And I was like, oh God.
Especially there was peanut butter?
Salted peanut butter. Basically, Evelyn do these PMS bars. I was actually in part of the tasting process.
Good.
And
well done, guys.
They've basically been created to help our cravings when we're in our luteal phase, but they have all the ingredients that you could ever need in your luteal phase for your PMDD symptoms. It's like genius.
Yeah, and it tastes good. That's the thing that I was most surprised about. I was like,
and the texture, it's something about me and my textures. I'm like, oh, it just like,
I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, this is actually good. Yeah. Like this is okay. Okay, Evelyn, I see you. But yeah, cutting out the alcohol made such a huge, and working out.
Yes.
Like,
do you tailor your workouts around your cycle?
I do.
So like no HIIT workouts in your luteal phase, running.
Yeah. None of that. And when I'm in my luteal phase, I take it really easy. Like I'll work out maximum just so that I'm moving my body for like 20 minutes, half an hour.
I love a YouTube workout in my luteal phase.
Yeah, why not?
Mad Fit, like any of her dance workouts, because it's like so good for your mood, but it's just like a 10-minute dance, like One Direction dance.
Oh, okay, nice. I've never heard of it. I'm gonna go check her out.
Yeah.
But lifestyle changes. So working out, completely changing my diet. Like girls, you have to anti-inflammatory stuff. So think about legumes, dark, leafy greens, loads of salmon if you can, if you're not allergic to fish. Just eat really, really clean as you can, because you think about the microbiomes in I always say your gut is literally a second brain.
Yeah.
It's a second brain.
Serotonin's produced in the gut, isn't it? I think. Yeah.
So in my opinion, before telling them to get rid of their ovaries and telling them to go on a chemically induced menopause, let's change your diet.
Let's try it.
Let's change your diet and see how that works. And also education, explaining what microbiomes are and how important your gut is, because we just don't know. We're not taught it.
No.
Like we just don't know. And I have to also say, we have to look at things culturally as well, and explaining that you need to eat legumes and you need to eat, because I was having a conversation with this lady who came to one of my events. So I put on events for women from underserved communities and for educational purposes. And I was like, okay. And she was telling me that she has PMDD and nothing that she's doing is working and she's eating clean and so forth. And I was like, okay, tell me what your diet looks like. She's West African from Nigeria. She's like, well, I only eat jollof rice and tomato stew and I was just like, girl.
Here we go.
But she genuinely thought that was a healthy diet, like a healthy diet. And I was like, well,
this is why education is key,
like
right?
So important
in every culture.
Like, are you adding greens to your diet? Are you having some chickpeas and some beans? And like, no, maybe the rice once a week,
Yeah.
And just alternate and try and adapt your cuisine. Still really lovely West African food, but try and add
it's all about adding than taking away, really,
exactly,
isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. And I was like, oh my God, I never thought of that, because in my culture, we were colonized by the Portuguese, so our diet is Mediterranean. We do have a large portion that's like like I would say an African diet, but mostly our diet is Mediterranean.
Right.
Yeah. And being ignorant, I didn't realize that, you know, people didn't necessarily correlate the two. I was like, oh my God, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So education on how important your gut is and all of the job that it does and microbiomes.
Yeah, so important. I think it's so hard with PMDD because there are just so many factors. There's so many factors. But I think having these conversations is so important because if someone just takes one tiny bit of something that you've just said and implements it slowly over a period of time, something's going to stick, something will help. And
I agree.
I think when you've been so desperate for so long, even a tiny bit of change, like just having a month where you maybe just don't have as many of those horrible thoughts just makes such a difference.
Like such a difference. And one of the things as well that we're not like looking at, and I had another event and I had the mayor of Newham there because I'm a resident of Newham. And I was like, guys, do we realize what like having 8% of women not being able to have like to be at work, what that's doing to the economy simply because we don't have enough support and like a lack of knowledge and education? Like, do we know what we're like, you know? We also have to look at that. How are you going to be able to have a stable job if you can only work for 6 months of the year, essentially? Because the other 6 months you're in bed, unable to move.
Yeah. No, it has an impact on everybody.
Everything and everyone.
This is why equality isn't equality until it's equality.
Oh,
like,
don't get me started.
Inequality affects everybody in every single sector, but people don't really care or understand that most of the time, and that's really hard.
I think I don't think it's that they do. I think people understand. But I think what I realized is that empathy and sympathy is very selective.
Yes.
Is very selective. So if it's not affecting you, people are just like, oh,
ignorance.
It's a woman's problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a woman of colour's problem, or it's this problem. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. But I feel like they do understand. Yeah,
there's a big majority of people that do, but I think there are still people out there that just live in these tiny little worlds, and they're like,
bubble.
Until it hits them in the face.
Yeah.
It's not an issue. Yeah.
But here we are.
We care, at least.
We care. We have a duty of care. We've got to. We've got to, because we're in these women's shoes.
Yeah.
So we know exactly what it feels like. That's one of the reasons why I started my nonprofit.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah. So I just remember leaving, when I finally got my diagnosis, leaving the clinic and being like, my goodness, Celia, you have the power of communication. So I'm able to communicate. You're fairly confident. I don't find it a complex thing to navigate life. I'm able to advocate for myself, and all I could think is, Jesus Christ, there is a host of women out there that can't advocate for themselves, don't have the power of communication, are alone, lost, with no end in sight.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I need to do something about this. I have to do something about this and just create as much awareness as I can and advocate for as many women like me as I can, and try and create some small change in the ripple of ocean that is women's health. And that's why I started it.
That's insane. Yeah, I think that you have those moments in life where you just take a breath and you're like, I can make a change here. I can do this. But it takes a while to get there. And then you're like, hang on, let's make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going forward, what did you create? What have you achieved? Because I know you've achieved a lot.
I'm trying. It's not been easy. So one of the things that I'm really proud of at the moment that I'm working on that nobody knows about, so I'm developing an app for PMDD. I genuinely think it's going to be a life-saving app. and it's something that I wish that I had there. It's taken a really long time, a lot of research from all of the women that I've spoken to, the women that come to my events. So I put on loads of events within the community, but sometimes the wider community, but within my own community in Newham. And we just, I bring on healthcare professionals and myself, and we just teach them what the menstrual cycle is, what PMDD is, how you should be eating for PMDD, what help there is for you, for them, and most importantly, how to advocate for themselves. Never take no for an answer. You know your body better than anybody else does.
Yes.
I don't care how many degrees and masters and PhDs you have and how many years you've been in the profession. I know my body. So if I'm telling you something's off, you need to listen to me, take me seriously, and investigate further.
I agree.
Yeah. So a lot of women don't know that they have a choice. If you're not happy with the first answer you got from the first doctor, ask another one. You have that choice. You have the, power of attorney over yourself. So that's one of the things I'm really, really proud of. Just giving women,
you're almost giving them the confidence
that
and
they
the
need.
sort of tools to be able to go ahead and be like, I can advocate for myself.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take no for an answer, and this is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
So fucking help me.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing that I also do is if they want me to, I go in appointments with them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I do that, and I take notes.
Oh God, if I wouldn't want you on the other side, I'd be like, oh, she sees straight through me. Good.
Yeah. I take notes.
That's incredible.
And I ask questions. Yeah.
Wow.
So where I'm building, it's anybody that runs a nonprofit knows how painful it is, and you genuinely have to do it. It's very slow. It's very slow, and you have to do it because you genuinely care. And I just feel like I have a duty to do it. I don't have a choice. Nobody else is doing anything about it. Like if we left it to the politicians, I don't know where we would be.
No.
But there is there's a host of women doing it. So like the community, there's so many women doing so much incredible things.
I know we have charities now, like even like the PMDD project.
Oh my God, they're amazing.
Incredible. Shout out
Anna.
to Phoebe. Shout out to all of them. But that didn't exist 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Like the work is being done.
The work is being done, but it's being left to women like myself.
And people that have had to struggle
with it. And I realise that we have like a weird strength that you just, even with all of the adversity, even with all the pain, you're like, oh my God, no, but I still need the help. I don't know where that comes from. And
it's a drive.
Why.
It's a drive that some people aren't born with, and it's a gift.
Yeah, so because God's given me this gift, I need to utilize it, and I need to utilize it for good.
The greater good.
The greater good, and for change. Guys, it is 2026.
Wake up!
Can we just please, come on?
Yeah.
One of the things that I think should be happening in what do you call it? Medical school? Brain fog. Medical school?
Medical school?
Yeah.
Doctor school.
Doctor school. There needs to be like a year where they're just learning about the female anatomy. Yeah.
Crazy.
I genuinely think that it needs to be mandatory, that just a whole year.
Lives would be saved.
Because our anatomy is so complex. It's so complex. And I believe that healthcare in the UK was developed for a healthy young male, Caucasian male to be specific.
For sure.
It wasn't really developed for the rest of us. So there needs to be change now. Come on, guys. 2026.
Year of the Horse might bring us some answers. Let's pray. Everything's going to go right, I promise. I wanted to ask, if somebody is currently going through their diagnosis, and we know how tough that can be, or is trying to be diagnosed but they've been gaslit and they're not being listened to, what advice would you give them right now?
I would say to them, don't take no for an answer. If you're able to take somebody with you to the appointments, take somebody with you to the appointments, write everything down. I would also say to them that there are loads and loads of charities and nonprofits out there who have who are there to help you. So do some research online as well, just to see what's available out here for PMDD. And don't take no for an answer. Keep asking for help, and always have somebody there by your side. And also knowing the language to use, research what language you should be using, because there's certain language that you can use when you're speaking to doctors.
There's also always ChatGPT.
Yeah. There's certain language that you can use when you're speaking to doctors where, tell them that it's affecting the quality of your life.
Yeah.
And that should prompt them to do something about it. But never, ever, ever, ever take no for an answer. And I'm here. We're here.
We are here.
Reach out to me. I will go to the appointment with you and I'll fight for you.
Yeah.
If you're in London.
I want to start doing that. Maybe we should create like a, GP mentorship thing where we go with people that need to be diagnosed. I would do that.
Let's
for sure.
do it.
Like a big sister kind of.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. What an idea. Evelyn actually, and I think the PMDD project have guides on their websites to like GP guides, which I think is really good. There's loads of like PDFs now where you can
download I think
them.
I have some as well on my website.
Yeah. Tell us your website before we forget.
It's just understanding my body through my mind .org, and then you can just Celia Manuel everywhere. You'll find me. Yeah.
She's a superstar.
Trying to be.
How fiery are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm always fiery. Let's go.
We got our quick fire questions. Okay. So, number one, if you could change one thing about the healthcare system, what would it be?
If I could change one thing about the healthcare system, what would it be? The training. I would make sure that every single person that's going through the system gets trained on the female anatomy, as I told you before. I think it's imperative. And also cultural understanding.
Yes, very important.
Yeah. And understanding the different cultures and how they work and how that would affect their healthcare.
Yeah, and genetically as well.
Yeah. So
love that. No, I'm with you there, sister.
Nothing too dramatic. Simple, subtle changes.
Yeah, but like that would make a huge impact.
Difference. Yeah.
So earlier we spoke all about inequality.
Yeah.
Do you think that all women or people with periods should be treated equally when it comes to healthcare? Or do you think certain groups need to be treated differently because of their background?
I think equality looks different for everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't agree that everybody should be treated equally. Might sound a bit controversial, but it has to be adapted to every individual woman's needs.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that I do agree that equality, that every woman should be treated differently. No, because we all have different needs depending on our culture, depending on our race, depending on our disabilities, depending on our ethnicities. It's a host of things. So it's not a one fits all.
No.
And
do you think we'll ever achieve that? That's a big question.
It's a big question. I'm not sure that we will. I think we're regressing. I'm not. Oh God. Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
I was going to say the word
vocalizing. Let's keep vocalizing for change and. Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one. If you were to see your younger self.
Yes.
And you were able to give her a letter or a piece of paper that had some advice on it, what would you give her?
Oh my God.
What would it say?
Oof, God, that is a...
I hope no one ever asked me this question.
Goodness. I would say that, Celia, you are more than enough. You are beautiful. You are smart. You're intelligent. You are a good person. And you're going to go on to do some amazing things. I would say to her, don't ever lose the light that you have and the confidence that you have, because it's going to see you through life. You're not too much. You're not too loud. You are not angry. You're not aggressive. You're just perfect as you are.
Sorry. We're both crying here.
And you're going to be okay, you know? So that's so cheesy, but you're going to be okay. You're going to do well. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
I've only sat on the sofa with you for an hour and I already know all of those things are true. Like,
child, yeah, it's not been an easy ride, but here we are. You're gonna be okay, kid. You're gonna be fine.
And you're doing more than okay. Like, you're killing it.
Thank you.
No.
Ooh, I did not intend to come here and cry today, guys. My makeup was not cheap.
I know, I'm like, Charlotte Tilbury, come on.
Oh, Lord.
That's beautiful, though.
Thank you.
No, and I'm glad you can say those things about yourself because they're all so true.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're all so true.
Thank you.
Incredible. Okay, I do have another one that might set you off.
Oh, no,
I'm really sorry.
guys.
What piece of advice would you give to your son so he can be the type of man you want him to be when it comes to women's health?
Oh, my God. Wow. Gosh, that's a good question. That is his duty, and he does have responsibility to want to know how and why. I advise him that he needs to have empathy, sympathy, to be kind, to be patient, to be understanding, and to have grace. And this is something that I'm teaching him now: emotional intelligence and support, something that I wish I had, that I never had. And to be as supportive as he can and be patient. But most of all is that it is his duty as a man to research and understand what it is that's going on with his partner. I think that's what I would advise him, and I advise him now.
That's incredible. And I mean, for all the women that will be in his life, you know, you and your friends and his like friends as well, who are, you know, people that have periods, it's so important that they can understand what's going on. God,
that boy is wise beyond his years. I've never seen anything like him. I'm like, did I give birth to you? He is empathetic, kind, a true gentleman at heart. He is so smart. He understands to regulate his emotions. When he sees I'm like having a tough day, he's, Mummy, it's okay, you're okay.
Oh,
just breathe. Do you know how to settle yourself down? I'm like,
how did I do that?
Wow.
He sounds very intuitive.
He is. He really is. He's a special kid.
Wow. I don't think you need to worry about him at all. I think he's going to do just fine.
I don't think I do. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
He's going to be okay. Yeah.
That's incredible.
I'm doing a good job.
You are.
I am.
In every way.
I am. I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, and he's your mirror. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's the feedback I receive from people, teachers, like, oh my God, wow, Mum, he's such a good kid and he's such a humanitarian. And I'm like,
I'm doing it. I've done it.
I'm doing a good job. Yeah.
Incredible. One more question. Despite the hardship and challenges you faced, would you change anything, or has PMDD made you the person that you are today?
I wouldn't change a single thing. I wouldn't, because it's made me who I am today. It's made me this person who wants to help and advocate and fight and wants to see justice. I wouldn't change it, no. It's made me who I am. And it's given me the life that I have today. You know, it hasn't been easy. It's been really difficult, really difficult. But it's I'm in a good space, and I'm glad that I'm here, and I'm glad that I've got all of this knowledge and all of this experience that I can now give back to. Yeah, I can give back because of what I've been
And you've turned
through.
your pain into power. That's what you've done.
Thank you. Yes. So no, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't.
I love that. And I think that will give so much hope to so many people that are really going through it right now.
Yeah.
And I think seeing both of us on the other side of these PMDD journeys.
Yeah. Gosh, I know that, like, for anybody who's going through it right now and you're really like in the thick of it and it's dark, I know it's dark, just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you're not always gonna feel like that, and you're gonna be okay. Just keep going, keep seeking help. We're here, Evelyn's here, I'm here. Like, you know,
it will get better.
But it does get better. It does get better. It does. And you'll be able to smile again and thrive and have a somewhat normal life, whatever that means, you know.
Yeah.
I don't, what's normal,
Amazing.
you know. Yeah.
Can I give you a hug?
Of course. Oh. Oh gosh, that's such a good time.
Thank you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, for coming on today. This has just been
Thank you for having me.
one of my most favourite conversations I think I've ever had. We hadn't met before. I just feel like there's something when you've both been through such a tough experience, and it's such a individual and rare experience, but when you meet someone that has been through something, obviously I haven't been through childbirth and all of those things, but I know the darkness of what PMDD is, and I think it's so special to sit down with someone like you who is doing everything you're doing and just smashing it and being a mother and helping so many people.
Yeah, don't let your pain be in vain.
No.
Utilize it. You're welcome.
You're amazing.
Thank you. So are you. Thank you for having me.
And that's a wrap on another Hormonal Hotline episode. Please be sure to subscribe and please click the bell to get notifications. We cannot wait to have you back, and thank you so much for coming.